Hello, truth seekers. Good day to you. Are you concerned about your loved ones? Are you concerned about your children or your grandchildren or your nephews or your nieces or somebody in your family or friends? Are you concerned about the future that they might have? I know I was, but I got some help and I want to share that help with you. Okay? So, I'll tell you all about it in the next part. So I go out for a run twice a week. And during the time that I run, quite often, it's almost like a meditation. You know, when you're running through the countryside, although you've got to watch where you put your feet. Really, it's a bit of a meditation. And so I go into quite a deep place often. And while I'm there, I communicate with those beings that have decided to help me and to give me messages that I can share. So the last time I was running, not today, I've been out running today, but the time before that, I wasn't particularly in a good place. I was concerned about what was happening. I was concerned about the future. And so I started to ask the questions, is everything all right? Is everything on track? And the answer I got was, absolutely it is. Everything's on track. We are in the Great Awakening. We are in a place where we're moving toward the light. And everybody's moving toward the light, whether they like it or not. So, and that's always the message that I get. I always say, is everything all right? Is everything going to plan? And they say, yes, everything's going exactly the way that it should. Obviously, there are some provisos in that. For example, talking about the way that we create the timeline. Remember, all of this is mutable. But then it led me to the next question. And I was saying, the reason I'm asking this is not for me, but rather for my children. I'm concerned about my children. I'm concerned about my children's future. I want the best for them. I want them to have a good future. Okay? That was what I said. And what's wrong with that? Except that I kind of got not told off. Okay? The emissaries don't tell me off, but they actually put me back on track sometimes. Quite firmly sometimes. And they said, it is not your job to want any kind of future for your children. It's not your job. Okay. And they said, and I was thinking, why not? I'm the parent. They said, yes, as a parent, your job is to give your children a great foundation, to give them a great start in life, to share your values with them, give them good values. Yeah. Set their moral compass, I suppose that would be the way that they were saying. That's the parent's job. They said, but you must remember that the children, every being that comes to this earth has come here expressly to fulfill their purpose, not your purpose. They said, your children haven't come to fulfill your purpose. Your purpose is your purpose, and that's your job to fulfill your purpose. But don't thrust your purpose onto your children. Your children have decided and know fine well what it is that they have come to do. All right, on one level, obviously. And they said, what you'll find, and obviously it's stating the obvious, but they said, as your children get older, you will not be able to make them do anything that they don't want. You'll not be able to stop them from living their purpose and living out their purpose. No matter how much you try, and no matter how much you want other things for them. And I remember doing a video a long time ago about how to be a good parent. And the message was really, tell your children that you're proud of them. Tell your children that they are great just as they are. That's basically the way to be a great parent, is to support your children, but let them know that they are enough, just as they are. Okay? And really that's our job. Our job is to support. and to give them the approval. This is so important, to give them our approval. After that, it's their business. It's their business. And they have come, just as we have come down to this earth. They have their plan. They have their agreements. They have made their contracts. Some of the contracts with us, but lots of the contracts with other people too. These life contracts, these soul contracts. So, coming back to the conversation with the emissaries, they said, and so there's absolutely no need for you to carry the weight of responsibility that you are carrying on your shoulders for your children. And they said, and you are carrying the weight on your shoulders. And this was the bit that was really nice. Just so you know, I've been having, for a while, I've been having pains in the tendons in my shoulders, okay? And I've been doing lots of things and nothing really has fixed it. I've had some fantastic therapy lately with Anna Calandro, and I've seen an improvement. And at the same time, they said, the weight that you were carrying on your shoulders is not necessary for you to carry, okay? And they said, give it to us. And as I was running, it was bizarre. I felt the weight come off and go up to them. And they said, give it to us, we'll carry it. And they said, we'll carry it because it actually doesn't weigh anything. It is weightless. And they said, the weight is what you have been projecting onto that. You have been giving it weight. There is no weight. And you know, the great thing about the emissaries when they tell me stuff is that it's like, yeah, I knew that. I know that. But even though you know it, sometimes we don't actually do anything about it. We know it, like logically we know it. You know, cognitively we know it. But emotionally often we don't know it. We carry that emotion. And obviously I was aware of the weight that I was carrying about my concerns for the future of my children. And so it was a weight off my shoulders, literally. The metaphor was real and the weight went off and they took it because there was no weight there. I was attaching the weight to it. And I felt much lighter and I was much happier and off I ran and I thought, yeah, absolutely. So the lesson for us all is that if we have people that we love and we care for, and we are spending a lot of time worrying about them, then that's something that we are doing. Understand that worrying about our loved ones does not change anything, except one thing: our health, our spiritual health, our mental health, our physical health. That's the only thing that it changes. It does not change their situation. It does not change the future. And if we understand it rightly, it could actually damage the future, worrying about the worst case scenario. And so what we have to do, in essence, is give that up. We need to let that go. And I suppose really the essence is, if we want to help our children or we want to help other beings, the ones that we feel responsible for, although we're not responsible for them in many ways, is to give them our approval, to tell them that everything's okay, and let them live out their plan and their contracts and their life. And the best that we can always do is to be there, a solid support, always there for when they need us, so that they can come, almost like, you know, we are in a car race. We are the pit stop workers. That's who we are. We're there and we're waiting and we've got all of the tools and the fuel and the everything and the air pressure, and they come in, they stop, we fill them up, we sort everything out, we tune everything, and off they go again. That's our job, is we are the pit stop workers, okay? And we're just there waiting for when they need us. But they're going to go off again and they're going to drive down their road and they're going to do their things. Okay, so we don't need to concern ourselves or to worry about that. What we should do is actually celebrate the fact that they have chosen to live their life and let them live it. And as they get older, obviously they choose more and more what they want to do. At the beginning, yeah, we guide them, of course we do, but then we let them go. And so worrying about what the future might hold for them is unnecessary, and it gains nothing, because the future is going to be what the future is, and they've already chosen that. They've already chosen to experience that. That's why they're here. Okay, so I hope that helps, and let's move on and focus on what we want for our future. And remember, that's how we can help these young people, is by us focusing on a beautiful future. We focus on the future, we create the future, and that's going to guarantee them a beautiful future too. Okay, so it's all in our hands. So we don't worry about them, we get excited about our future. Okay, I'll leave you with that. Have a great week. I'll see you on Friday.